Welcome to day 1 of the 6-day peace experiment. Day 1 is the letter P of peace, perceived truth. I want to begin with a simple idea. Just because something feels true doesn't necessarily mean it is true. Most of us spend our lives responding not only to what happens, but to what we believe it means. For example, you wake up feeling tired. That's a fact. But your mind may immediately say, my condition is getting worse. That's an interpretation. You experience a symptom. That's a fact. But your mind may say, my body is attacking me. That's an interpretation. The challenge is that we often become so familiar with our interpretations that we stop seeing them as interpretations. We're experiencing them as truth. And when we experience them as truth, our nervous system responds accordingly. Fear feels real. Threat feels real. Today, I'm not asking you to change your beliefs. And I'm not asking you to think positively. I'm not asking you to convince yourself that everything is okay. I'm simply inviting you to become curious. What if there's a difference between what happened and what you made it mean? Many women living with chronic illness have spent years gathering evidence that something is wrong. Every symptom becomes information. Every sensation becomes a clue. Every flare becomes a warning. Over time, the body can begin to feel like an enemy. But what if some of the suffering isn't coming from the symptom itself? What if some of it is coming from the story surrounding the symptom? Today is about noticing those stories, not judging them, not fixing them, simply becoming aware of them. So here's your experiment. Think of a symptom, challenge, or stressful situation you've experienced recently. Then ask yourself, what are the facts? And what story am I telling myself about those facts? For example, fact, I woke up with joint pain. Story, this flare is never going to end. Fact, I felt anxious. Story, something bad is about to happen. Fact, I need to rest today. Story, I'm falling behind. Can you see the difference? One is an observation. The other is a meaning. And sometimes that meaning creates more suffering than the original experience. As you move through your day, I invite you to pause whenever you feel stressed, afraid, frustrated, or overwhelmed. Ask yourself, what are the facts? What story am I telling myself about those facts? And then ask one final question. Is it possible that there is another interpretation? You don't need to find it. You don't need to believe it. Simply allow for the possibility, because peace often begins the moment we realize that our perception may not be the whole truth. I'll see you tomorrow for day 2. Until then, be gentle with yourself. And remember, the goal is not perfection. The goal is creating the conditions where peace becomes possible again.